games I wanted to play. I beat DMC 5 this year, beat Ratchet and Clank. I'm about to beat God of War, and I'm probably gonna beat Guardians. So,
Yay!
so I'm actually
Probably gonna be Guardians.
Probably gonna beat Guardians. I don't know how long it is chapter-wise, but it seems like
I'm
we're
sure.
getting.
I'm
It seems
sure
like we're getting into the final stretch where I'm at in the game
I'm
right
sure
now.
it's a chunker.
Yeah, but it definitely feels like we're at home stretch territory. Like I've gotten almost all of the abilities for the Guardians. I think I'm literally missing like 2. And those are like story related, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, if you want to jump into Guardians, or do you want to do God of War first?
Huh?
Do you want to jump into Guardians or God of War first? I don't really care which one.
Let's just do the game we're playing.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
What a huge surprise.
Yeah.
Like, the game that looked the most like shit ended up being my pop. Like, once I've beaten it, that might end up being my game of the year. Just on like the premise of the fact that the game completely surprised me.
It's a real surprise, guys. I have no idea how. Like from what we saw in the reveal,
it looked
it's
like
not
shit.
what we're. It's not what we're playing right now.
Yeah, what we saw was not at all what it ended up being. And it's odd because what we saw is what it ended up being. It just didn't look good then. Which is odd.
There is clearly a lot of heart put in the game.
A lot of effort. A lot of effort.
A lot of effort.
If you notice, this game is really simple. There isn't a lot of depth to it. Like, in terms of gameplay mechanics and things you can actually do, it's fairly simple. And it's really straightforward.
But the huddle mechanic is actually revolutionary.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of repeats of the huddle. I don't know if you've gotten that. I've gotten a lot of repeat dialogue in the huddle.
Oh, I have. I don't think I have.
Yeah. Oh, I use it.
I use them sparingly, not the moment I get them.
I use them when I get them because they usually come in at pretty good times for me. Usually, if there's like a shit ton of enemies in the area, it's like, okay, I just got the huddle. Yeah, let's use it. Right? Just
it's because I'm playing. Again, I'm playing the game on hard, so.
Yep. I'm playing it on just normal difficulty, but the game does have some difficulty even on normal. It's not a cakewalk. You know, if you want a cakewalk, you can play the game on easy.
You have to, move around, make sure you don't get hit. It's important.
The combat is. I've never been so wrong in my life. I've never been so wrong. Because when I first heard that the game's combat, you can only play as Star-Lord, I thought that is the worst idea they could have made. Like, I thought, that is awful. Why would you only want to play as Star-Lord? And it turned out to be a pretty ingenious way of making you feel like a leader.
Oh.
Even though it's not even technically ingenious, because it's fairly a simple idea. You play as the leader, and you control everyone else. But the game is entirely built on that premise of being the leader and commanding the team and doing what's best.
Yeah, story-wise, it's basically that Star-Lord is the heart and soul of the Guardians.
Yeah, he's the guy bringing everyone together, and I love it. I'm hesitant to say I love this game.
You're hesitant to say?
I'm hesitant to say it because I've beaten it. But I haven't gotten disappointed with the game so far, other than various bugs and glitches.
There are some bugs and glitches.
This game is not picture perfect in terms of polish.
I haven't had to restart my computer or anything like that.
No. There's no game-breaking bugs, but there's a lot of like, okay, looks like I need to reset my checkpoint.
Like, thankfully, I haven't clipped through a building like I did in SpiderMan.
I clipped through the floor. I think I sent you a screenshot that I clipped. I fell through the floor.
Yeah,
and I got stuck, and I couldn't get out of there, so I had to reset. And I also told you that I was playing through the section where Gamora runs off to find Raker, and you're just kind of running through with the Guardians, and the door opened with enemies coming out of it, and Drax went in to fight the enemies because that's the way the AI works, even though they follow Star-Lord. So the AI kind of broke, and when the door closed on Drax, and he couldn't leave. Like he was
Come on,
just stuck
man.
in the spawn point for the enemies, and
Oh, come on.
I was like, Drax, come on. So I
Come
reset.
on. Come on.
I
Come on, man.
reset. I just reset my checkpoint and went, all right, let's do this right this time.
Come on, man.
Yeah, the voice cast won me over.
Yeah.
I initially was very on the cast, but they grew on me. They grew on me. The guy who plays his Star Lord is great. He does a great job.
I think they all do a great job.
They all do a great job. But yeah, the one that probably surprised me the most is the one I didn't like, which was Rocket. Rocket really took me by surprise. The actor does a really good job in selling Rocket's like almost like high anxiety. Like
He's a little raccoon.
he's a nervous wreck, Rocket. Like he is constantly complaining and like whining and just like he's ready to like freak out at any moment. Which that's another thing. I guess the dialogue. While I really like the character direction of the dialogue, I guess a complaint put at the game could be that Rocket comes across as very annoying. He does not shut up.
He's a character with a lot of insecurities.
A lot of insecurities, which he makes plain to you at points. Not to anyone else, but to Peter, he tells him.
Yeah.
Which is really telling of the character if he feels really safe around Peter, but not everyone else. And Groot. He feels safer in Groot.
I don't know how much there is to choices mattering in the game, but there's been some pretty cool payoffs from choices that I've made.
Yes, there is a very significant one, and we can talk about it right now. If you choose to go after Gamora and not have her just go after Raker, she gets very upset with you, and like practically just like stops interacting with you. And there's a lot of like puzzle changes depending on what you picked. Like I told you that if you choose to hide the llama, the game lets you basically get a jail free card. But if you choose not to, or if you don't do anything at all, you have to go through a honestly kind of annoying puzzle with the llama named Cammy. Which it's weird that you went through like a shit ton of the game with a llama and you didn't learn its name until that.
It's a good llama. She's a good llama.
She's a good llama. She just chews up your wires. Yeah. I actually am a little disappointed that the characters only have 3 abilities that they can do. It actually feels kind of limited, in all honesty. I don't know how you feel about that.
Specify a little bit.
The characters like each one of the Guardians has 3 main abilities that they can do. Like for example, Star Lord's base ability is he can fly in the air. It's jet boost. His second ability that you can unlock, he goes full auto with his pistols, but he can't move. He's stationary. In his third ability, he jumps up in the air and spins around and does a giant AOE attack. And those are the only abilities you can get for Star Lord outside of a story one that just gives him higher, it just gives him invincibility for a few seconds.
Which, yeah. Speaking of flying, he can fly, but he can't.
He can fly, but he can't.
Like there are moments in the story where he's falling, but forgets that he has boots that make him fly. He forgets that he has those and he doesn't use them. But in gameplay, you can use them. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Bothersome even, but
yeah,
whatever.
There's quite a few times where it's like you can just fly.
You can just fly. What are you doing, bro?
Just fly. What are you doing? But gameplay. Yeah, I was a little disappointed that they're. I mean, I'm kind of forgiving it a little bit because it seems like I'm at the end of the game, or at least getting to there. The story is very much ramping up for a conclusion. So,
which in that case, what a short game.
well, you've been playing it for 20 hours.
I've been, looking through all the collectibles and whatnot.
Not that I
Getting all the
haven't.
dollar.
As soon as you told me that there are collectibles in the world that you actually had to look for, I immediately started looking everywhere I went.
Did you
Like,
find the outfit that I found that you said you didn't find?
no, I did
Oh, I
not
mean, you
find
didn't go
that
back,
because I
so
can't. You can't go back.
unless you play the game again.
Unless you play the game again. I don't know if there's a new game plus, but if there is, I might actually
I
go
hope
through it
so.
again. That'd be cool. I'd like to go through a new game plus. Kind of keep all my abilities and stuff. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's some. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh fuck, I missed so many collectibles. Because I looked through like Star Lord's outfits, and there are so many, and it feels like there's not a lot of room for the game to do it. So I figured like, okay, there must be a shit ton of collectibles just hiding everywhere. Like when you go to Contraxia, I just ran around the fucking everywhere in Contraxia and found like only components and then maybe like a couple, maybe a costume. And I don't even remember what it was if I did find one.
Yeah. Not all the costumes are great so far.
Yeah, I haven't seen the full list, but the ones I got for
Like,
Drax are pretty good. I got his classic look
nice.
from the 2015 comics, where he's got like the swirls on his arm and he's full like bright green. He's not like bluish green like he is in the regular game. And I think I got the Age of Apocalypse skin for Gamora.
Yeah, I have that too.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh.
Ooh.
I was like, ooh, hello.
Yeah, I'm not a much.
That's gonna fuck up cutscenes. And it does.
Gamora's very strange original outfit. I took it away, put it with the Guardians one from the movie.
The Guardians movie.
Yeah, and she looks really good with that.
Yeah, I know she has.
Like,
I think you can get like her classic comics design in there.
Nice.
Like her one with like the stars on it.
Uh-huh.
But or at least it looks like there's like the universe in her. But in terms of like costumes in the game, it's good for replay value. But other than that,
I do wonder if there will be DLC.
I honestly hope not.
Really?
I hope not, because it's nice that this is a pretty straightforward, simple single-player game. Like, yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of don't want DLC. I'd rather they just kind of focus on making another game if this does well. Or making something else. If Eidos Montreal wants to go and make another game, or if they want to make another Guardians game.
Oh yeah. I think they're going all in on these Marvel games.
Yeah, it looks like Square really wants to pump out Marvel games, and I'm like, cool, just put effort into them like you did with Guardians.
And
not Avengers. But it looks like they're learning their lesson from Avengers. So we'll see.
Good start, I guess.
It's a good start.
Well, it wasn't. The second chances.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. But sometimes you need, like Plastic Man, you need second, third, and fourth chances.
Ooh. Is that a segue?